Okay, y'all, I'm back. It has been a little over an hour. It's been only 5 minutes over an hour. I just checked the dough for the donuts, and what you basically want to do, or what you noticed, is it's doubled in size, and that's what you want your dough to do. That's what yeast does when it comes to making donuts or bread, is it'll rise. I'm gonna put you guys down here now for the next part of the recipe. It calls for a grease sheet. And basically what it means is to get a cookie sheet and take a little pat of butter. It doesn't have to be thin. And what you're going to do is you're just going to rub the butter all over the sheet. What this is going to do is when we start cutting out the donuts and we put them on the pan, it's going to prevent them from adhering to the pan. And I'm having a horrible time with this butter because it's sticking to my fingers and stuff, but this will make sense once I get the donuts cut and stuff. And by greasing something, and you'll notice a lot of cake recipes, and we'll eventually do cakes. I'm not a huge cake fan. I mean, I love to eat cake. I'm not a great cake decorator, and I need to work on that. And I'm going to show you guys maybe some films that I'm not all that great at doing, just so you can see failure happens to the best of us. You'll see that more when I do pies this summer. So I'm just washing my hands of off of the butter. And in consulting my grandmother's recipe boxes, I did discover this does need to rise one more time, but it's a very short rise. It's only a 15-minute rise while you get your oil nice and hot. So we got our grease sheet. I'm going to put that off to the side. And now we're going to start working with the dough. Now, if you washed your hands after you greased your sheet, make sure your hands are very, very dry. You don't want to have wet hands and work with the dough. So what we're going to do is we're just going to spread a little bit of flour on our countertop. Now, if you have marble, it would be better. If you have you're not really going to want to use a wooden cutting board for this. Countertop is much better. But this is very, very easy to do, and I've got to find my cutter, which I don't know where my husband put. Oh, I know where I put it.
I didn't put it anywhere.
He didn't put it anywhere. I put it here. What you're gonna want is you're gonna want a little flour, and you're just gonna want to flour your cutter, and that'll prevent the dough from sticking. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn this out and deflate it. And you're going to notice, I'm going to show you on the inside, you see how all of this is sticking? That's okay. Just let it stick and do the best you can. And you can definitely smell the yeast. Now, what you should do is right away take this and let it soak in your sink so that it comes off nice. Again, don't wet your hands though. Now, you could do this method one or two ways. You can pat it down or you could roll it. And I'm just going to do a quick knead to see if it needs any more flour. And it is sticking just a little bit. if it's sticking onto your counter like this, and I don't know how well you guys can see, add just a little bit more flour. I'm going to put some flour off to the side. What you just want to do is you don't want to over knead the dough though, because you don't want a tough donut. And that's pretty good. Yeah, that's not sticking anymore, although you do want to make sure you don't have, if you have long hair like me, you don't want long hair. Alright, and I'm going to go grab my rolling pin, so I'll be right. Yeah, sometimes I do this with the rolling pin, other times I'll pat it down, but this is awfully thick. So what you want to do is you just basically, you want to work the dough and just roll it out. Keeping in mind that the dough, that your yeast is still alive, so, and you're going to roll it till it's about 1/2 inch thick. That's good. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like now. So that's all of our dough rolled out. Now, you can do this one of two ways. If you don't have a donut cutter or a cookie cutter that has the thing in the middle, what you can do is if you have a wide glass, and I'm going to show you wide glass. Glass works better than plastic because it's sharper. But if you don't, you can take a regular, I'm going to put you down, you could take a regular glass, and it's a little tricky to do it with a regular glass, and you're going to want to flour the glass. What you're going to do is you're going to take one of these, and then with your finger, just pinch off some dough and make a little hole like that. So hopefully you can see that with the little hole, and then place that on your grease thing. Like I said, this is much easier because it does all the work for you. And then all you have to do is pop out thing and you've got a perfect donut. And put that on your sheet. And you're basically going to do this for all of your dough. So I'm just going to it always helps to go on the outside of your dough, and I'm kind of let you guys see how I'm doing this. And this is a great donut. You can definitely freeze these. These freeze beautifully. They're a great Sunday morning or an early breakfast with your coffee to have. And unfortunately, my dog Edward is barking, and I know what that means. We're at 9 minutes. I'm going to cut out these. I'm going to feed him, and I'll be right back.